In the last decade, Japan has seen a massive rise in the number of foreign tourists year on year, from only around 8 million in 2010 to 31.2 million in 2018. Along with this boom in tourism, there has also come an alarming amount of articles recently highlighting the increase of disrespectful behaviour of foreign tourists in Japan, usually with the reported incidents happening at popular shrines or temples, which, as I'm sure you can probably guess, are places that require an even more tactful approach than you might usually deploy when visiting somewhere like Tokyo's infamous Robot Cafe, or Yokohama's new Unko Museum that is literally dedicated to poo. There have been a wide number of reports, from people misusing temple equipment to disrupting the activities of the locals and priests during their daily business, and even people climbing on the roof of a shrine to get a better photograph. While these are all obviously examples of how you shouldn't conduct yourself in somebody else's place of worship, you may be wondering, what exactly should I do when visiting a shrine or temple in Japan? So if you're wanting to be respectful and enjoy the traditional experience, then keep watching as we take a look at the 7 easy steps to perfect shrine etiquette. First off, if you're not quite sure, there is actually a difference between a shrine and a temple. In Japan, a temple is a place of worship for followers of the Buddhist faith. In Japanese, these are called tera. Shrines are for the Shinto faith, which is exclusively practiced in Japan. These are called jinja. While they both tend to look quite similar and they are often found in close proximity to one another, they do have their own sets of rules, so it's good to know the difference between the two. Buddhism is a religion practiced all across Asia and other parts of the world, but Shinto and Shinto shrines are exclusively found in Japan. Shrines are the residence of the kami, the gods or spirits of the Shinto religion. Actually, before you even get to the shrine, there is one thing that you should be aware of. Visiting a shrine while you are sick or have any physical wounds is traditionally frowned upon, as these things are sources of impurity. Now, it's a little hard to say for certain, but I'm fairly sure that something like a small scratch on your skin would not cause the same kind of negative effect. But if you're coming down with a severe cold, then it might be wise to postpone your visit until you're feeling a little better. From what I hear, this particular custom is often disregarded by Japanese people. But for the rest of this video, let's just go with the assumption that the traditional way is the best way. If you've been to Japan before, then you will have undoubtedly noticed that there is a lot of shrines. I'm talking thousands. In even more abundance though are the gods that reside within these shrines. So which one should you pray to? Well, each kami specializes in their own field of expertise. Some of the top-ranking kami are Ebisu, the god of fishermen and good luck. He is also one of the 7 gods of good fortune and a popular choice for business owners. Tenjin, as the god of education, literature and scholarships, he is often visited by students wishing to do well in their upcoming exams. Inari, the god of industry, prosperity, finance and agriculture, covers a lot of bases, and probably for that reason has the highest number of shrines dedicated to her at over 40,000, which is a third of all the shrines in Japan. One of the most immediately obvious differentiators between a shrine and a temple will be seen at the entrance. At the front of all shrines, you'll find a very prominent and usually very large Therii Gate. The Therii Gate is a portal of sorts, which must be passed through as the first step in the process of worshipping. It acts as a barrier between the human world and the sacred realm of the kami. Simply walking through these gates will never be considered rude, but if you want to immerse yourself in the full experience, then this is how you do it. Approach the gate in a classic straight line formation. Pay your respects to the kami before entering the shrine by giving a nice deep bow. Anything over 45 degrees should suitably meet the criteria. As you pass through the gate, be mindful to stick to the left or right side, as the centre lane is thought to be for the kami themselves, and treading in their footsteps might be considered disrespectful. Huzzah! You've breached the first line of defence and entered the shrine. But ahead now lies a minefield of decorum and ancient ritual, so listen up and listen up well. Before you even think about going near the jinja to make a prayer, you're going to want to purify your filthy mortal spirit. This can be done at an easily located water fountain near the entrance. These are no ordinary water fountains, however. These basins are usually referred to as chozuya, but you might also hear them called temizuya or chozubachi. The purification process goes as follows. Pick up a ladle with your right hand, scoop up some water and pour it over your left hand. Don't do this over the basin, as the water is now impure and should not be mixed with the clean water. Now do the same thing but backwards, pouring water over your right hand with the ladle in the left. For a third time, scoop some water, but now pour it into a cupped hand. Swirl this water around in your mouth and then spit it out into the drain on the floor next to the chazuya. Definitely do not spit the water back into the basin. Drinking the water or using it for anything other than purification is also frowned upon. Now that you're at the shrine, the first thing you want to do is ring the bell. It's often a golden sphere shape and has a rope hanging from it. These bells are called kane in Japanese. Don't confuse these with the surigane, which are the large bells you often see in temples. Definitely do not ring one of these. Grabbing the rope with both hands and giving it a gentle shake will ring the bell and summon the kami to come and hear your prayer. Depending on the shrine, this step is optional, as some shrines don't actually have a bell. If you visit one without, you can just skip straight ahead to the next step. In front of the shrine, you'll see a wooden box with an open grate on the top. This is a saisen bako, or offerings box. Typically the word saisen will be written on the front, but it's also not uncommon to see the word jōzai instead. Both words have the same meaning though. They are the offering that is made to the deity that resides in the shrine. Bako comes from the word hako, which is simply the word for box. Offerings are always made in the form of a coin, and while you may be thinking that the more money you throw in, the more blessings the gods might be willing to bestow upon you, actually the most preferred saisen coin is this: 5 yen. 5 yen in Japanese is pronounced goen, and the reason that this coin is considered most favourable is due to the fact that the word goen sounds exactly the same as goen, which is a term that refers to fate or chance in regard to human relationships. Good goen is often prayed for by people hoping to meet a new partner, friends, or business associates. Once you have your coin in hand, just throw it into the saisen bako and it should be enough to appease the kami. It'll also appease the caretakers of the shrine, who can now use the saisen offering to help keep the shrine in pristine condition. With your coin offered up, it's now time to pray. To help remember the correct choreography for a prayer, the Japanese have a phrase that goes "Nire ni hakushu ichirei." Nire meaning 2 bows, ni hakushu 2 claps, and ichirei 1 bow. Stood facing the shrine, you bow deeply twice to pay your respects to the kami inside. You then clap twice to display your joy of meeting with the kami. Now, as catchy as this rhyme is, it's missing one of the most important steps in the whole process, the actual prayer. Before the final bow, place your hands together in an upright position, close your eyes, and silently make your prayer. Now make your final bow to thank the kami for hearing your prayer and walk away from the shrine. Also, as you are leaving the shrine grounds through the Therii Gate, it's common to see people turn towards the gate and give one final bow of gratitude to the kami before they return home. And there you have it, 7 easy steps to visiting a Japanese shrine. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Kantan Japan for future content, and hit that bell icon to receive instant updates on new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.